Hey folks, good afternoon.
Hello.
Hi.
Yogesh here.
Hey, how are you, Sakul? Hey, Vilas, was the server component residence cancelled today also?
Good
Or,
afternoon. Can you all hear me?
yeah, we can hear you too.
Well, maybe not.
We can hear you, Drew.
Zoom.
We can hear you. You can't hear us.
Oh, no, my speaker should be working.
We can hear you.
Yeah, I don't think he's hearing us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yogesh, I think I got moved to next week.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, it was canceled
I
last
can't
week
hear
also.
you. Okay, give me a second.
Oh, okay, he also typed. Okay. That was good. Okay, so and I just saw this email. Is it Ivan from Iconics that is with us?
That is correct.
Hey, Ivan, welcome. I saw email. So, folks, a little background here. Ivan met Anil from our group at
I'm
the
gonna reconnect.
European Summit.
Actually, it was not me, the one that met. Anna is basically the from Ipronics, the one that I believe met somebody.
Someone from your company. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't catch that part. So, yeah, so he invited basically Iconics to our group, but he is not here yet. Hopefully he'll join soon. It's okay, Anil is going
I'm
to
sorry,
join.
bear with me.
It's okay. How are you? Hey,
Hey, can you hear me, Yogesh?
yeah, now we can. Yeah. So Anil is going to join, right?
I don't know. I don't know if he's joining today. I'm actually working from a different campus, so
Okay.
I have not had the chance to sync with him yet. Let me ping him. Let me ping him.
All right.
I solved my problem. I can hear you now. So I'm sorry if I stepped on anyone.
You are in office, huh?
Yeah, well, my plane is going down for service next week. Just the warranty's almost over, and so I'm losing it for a few days to get some minor repairs done, and so I figured I'd come in a little more this week.
Good choice.
It's
Smart
hot.
choice. Smart choice.
It's hot today. I'm feeling heat in the Bay Area. I'm not sure what's going on. It's kind of weird.
It's a beautiful day.
All right. So while we're waiting, are there any opens or anything that anyone wants to share? All right. Very well. Why don't we let Ivan from Ipronics tell us about what is his companies and his interest in hardware fault management and what do they do and all that good stuff.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you. All right. I appreciate for the opportunity here. Again, I'm actually just being hired by Ipronics. I just joined the company less than 2 weeks. Actually, I would say, yeah, this is my second week's going to the third week. So my backgrounds, I came from Equinix before. And then before that, I was working with this Sienna. Okay, so so yeah, I've been asked to actually present the product about Ipronics. So I'm going to share my slide. Let's see. You guys able to see?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, so Ipronics is basically go to the next slide here. Yeah. So yeah, Ipronics is a startup company. It was founded in Valencia, Spain. That's where the headquarters is. I'm actually based in San Jose. So this company is a spun off from the academic research from the university in Valencia, in Spain. So they were able to develop this technology with basically photonic integrated circuit that eventually is become what I call the optical circuit switch, or the, we call it the photonic switch. So they have like about up to maybe now is more than a little bit more than 50 employees, 13 nationalities, mainly mostly is academia, PhD, and then they also hires a lot of great background from different industry. So combined together is 100+ years of industrial experience. So along with that is 10 years of development and software defined photonics. So they are the first one in terms of the company who are able to basically do these things. We are familiar with the field programmable gate array, right? So they have this technology called field programmable photonic gate array, because they're able to create the photonic integrated circuit based on this multi-mode interference, multi-mode interferometers technology that they put it all together in a mass configurations. Again, along with the optical tunable elements, 2x2, they're able to control essentially the wavelengths coming into this MMI using a thermal optical phase shifters. So with the software control, they were able to create basically a switching functions in there. So they have like layers of electronics to basically be able to control this thermal optical phase shifter, and then along with the software, they're essentially able to control and program this switch. And then they have implement also like telemetry capability where they can monitor inside the chips and inside the box how actually all of these functions, right? So they can calibrate the system as well in terms of like how they actually wanted to have the systems able to perform the functions as how they actually intended to. So the technology has been validated by this company called Nokia, which you're all familiar, the Bell Labs, and Cornell, which is the academia. PIC Advanced, I think this one is more like, if I'm not mistaken, they are like a GPON developed a startup company. They're interested in these ones because probably they wanted to use it as this capability to act as like a multicast switch. And then this Acatonics, I believe this one is, if I'm not mistaken, Acatonics is it's an XPU, first optical XPU cross-domain processor. So again, they're all basically for the high performance computings. So the product has been actually, the first product has been shipped to 20 customers, and we have not heard any complaint at all or any reliability issues. So far, so good. Okay. So now they're developing this second generations product here. We call this the Ipronics 132. This is a 1RU system. So basically, this product is has a radix coming out here is like a 32x32 switch that can eventually.
Hey, Ivan,
Yes.
can I interrupt you? Sorry, I noticed the Anil also joined. I'm sorry, I should have given you a little bit more context about this particular group. We are mainly all the RAS experts and dealing with the hardware fault management. So maybe Anil can add a little bit more context to his discussion that took place at the EMEA summit uh, to make it more relevant to the group. Anil, you invited Ipronics, right?
So sorry, so I was just basically going to give a product overview, and that was I was asked about. So in terms of I know that this meeting is basically for the hardware fault management capabilities, right?
Yeah, we've traditionally focused on servers, accelerators, trying to figure out how to manage 1 million machines. That's kind of our thing, much less the networking side of it. So this is a little different but maybe some of the things we're doing may apply here, but this is a little different from the thrust of most of our work.
Yeah, I understand. So I will not spend too much time then in this case, probably just in general introductions about this product. And then eventually we will probably, in terms of the product reliability, we're probably going to adapt whatever that the things that you already defined, right? And then we are actually forming what I call the OCS sub-project group from this OCP that's basically defining this optical circuit switching. So the main applications is, again, if I can jump here, the main application is basically having to go with this, this type of applications, like a scale-up applications, where we can actually replace basically the copper cable communications, interconnections between the GPU with an optical fibers, and basically having an optical switch essentially to basically scale up the GPU domains, right? And then we can also having this OCS, the switch being put in the data centers for the failure resiliencies inside the data center, where you can actually put where the
Thanks. Yeah, thanks. This is interesting. I think we have a pretty full agenda. We've got a lot. We got a spec we're trying to get out. So I think what we want is just like a really brief overview, and I think we understand that. So we appreciate you doing that. And
Okay.
I think we really do. We got a lot of stuff we need to cover, and so I want to respect people's time and get to the things we're expecting to cover. But Anil, did you have anything to add to that?
Not really.
Okay. Yeah, and we'll have to see. So one, we'll keep you in mind as we talk. We're trying to get a spec out for managing errors on servers right now. And so I think what we want to try to do is see if we can make some progress on that. And then some of our concepts may apply to the type of product you're making. And I'm actually familiar with this. HP Labs had some optical switching networks they were building, and then this actual switching is done in other places.
Yeah.
And so maybe it applies, maybe it doesn't. Why don't you? What I would suggest is, why don't you take a look at what we're doing? We'll loop you in on the documents we're generating, and then what we can do is, if you see any applicability and you want to use what we're doing, well, we're happy to help you adapt it. But otherwise, we really do need to get to our regularly scheduled agenda.
Absolutely. Yep.
So, so I guess, Yogesh, what I was going to propose, there are two things we were doing. We're going through the memory scenario and we're going through the document. And I think what we asked folks to do was to go through the document so we can get the in-band version released. And so I spent some time working on it and have some changes I'd like to review with y'all. And then Anil, you had a few action items to work on things. I didn't look over the whole document. I just looked over the parts I was working on. So I thought maybe we could go over anything you'd done as well. And then we need to figure out how do we get this thing actually done so we can like sign it off and submit it to OCP. So you guys, I don't mean to step on you. Is that a reasonable agenda?
Oh, I think that's the right focus. Unless anyone has any other suggestion, we should.
Sounds good. Okay. So let me share my well, okay. Oh, here we go. Okay, I'm going to share my browser again. All right, this is the doc, and if and so that everyone has access to it, could someone just who has this open, paste the link to the doc in the chat so that everyone can open it independently. So I don't know, Anil, did you want to start with anything you've done, or should I start with the changes I've made?
Yeah, why don't you go ahead? Because to be honest with you, this whole week has been pretty jam-packed for me, and I have not. I started doing it, but then I couldn't finish it. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Sure, no problem. So and one thing, and you guys, the other thing I think we probably need to do is make sure this drawing is right. This is the old drawing, and then I took the new drawing and tried to move the numbers around. And if you need me to do it, I can do it and just push it through.
Hey, Drew, just very quickly, do you mind zooming in a little bit?
Sure.
Thanks.
Let's see. I'm just going to do it this way. How's that?
Yeah, thank
Is that-
you. Thank you.
Okay. Oh yeah, no, you're welcome. Thanks for speaking up. Oh, was that Mita?
Yep, that's me.
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell if it was Sangria. I forgot that was you. Okay. Cool. Okay. So we had this PCI corrected flow, N-band, and Anil's going to work on that. I went ahead and just wrote a couple of paragraphs about using out of band, and but I didn't. What I want to do is not. I don't think I even need a drawing. It's a really simple thing. It's just, it may also be enabled when out of band is used, and we might do both in band and out of band. They may coexist, and the OS may need to handle PCI errors. The out of band logging may monitor in order to dashboard behavior across the fleet, or analyze PCI errors in order to trigger, the RAS actions or repair. And so, if you take a look at these two paragraphs really quick, and if they're not useful, we can delete them and delete the whole section. But my point is just, or it could just be a subsection of whatever Anil writes. I don't really care. My only point was that in band and out of band can coexist. Is that controversial, or is that okay?
So maybe I want to. I'm also learning and want to share my thoughts. See if it makes sense. So I got some little more clarity as I was reading some literature. So error handling is the actual how we within the hardware or firmware error is handled, and fault management is how we are reporting the errors and managing the faults at the fleet level. So I want to kind of distinguish between error handling and fault management from that context.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so do we want to say fault management using out of band?
Yeah. So when out of band really is from the fault management point of view, right? Because error handling is all within the link itself, right?
I mean, that's how one piece of literature. I don't know if that's universal, but that's fine. I don't object to it, but I don't consider that universal.
Yeah, and the PCI character handling may also be enabled. I think PCI character errors. Okay, I think the first sentence is if they want to think through that, PCI characters may also be enabled. Reporting of PCI character errors may also be enabled to out of band, something like that, right?
How about PCIe corrected errors may be handled both in and out of band?
So I have a silly question because I still don't completely understand in band and out of band. So the hardware detects an error in memory, and it handles it, corrects that, but then it writes to some error registers, and that's as far as the hardware is concerned. That's all it's going to do. Then the software has to come in and read those registers and decide how to message that to the various different, I don't know, I've heard so many different logs. I've lost track of all the different software that's keeping track of all this stuff. But so in that process of the hardware correcting the error and writing to the error register, and the software then reading those registers and doing whatever it does, what part of that is in band? What part of that is out of band?
Well, if the OS decides to do something about the error, then that's in band. Or if the OS logs the error and something running in the OS sends the message out, that's in band. But imagine that the driver is reacting to the error locally, and maybe the driver and the OS are owned by one company, and the server and the infrastructure are owned by a different. And that's kind of the bare metal solution we've talked about that drove a lot of the need for out of band. And out of band would be then, let's say it's an Azure cloud server. So Microsoft owns the machine, but one of our customers owns the OS and all the drivers in it. So they're going to do the best they can in the OS to respond to errors and keep the machine running. But if their system is sick, their driver isn't going to know anything about Azure's infrastructure. So I need a way to monitor the health of the machine and react to problems. So if I do that out of band, I can see the problem, and I'm not reacting in real time with the OS, but I can say, oh, wow, I see an unusual spike in this type of error. I want to go start investigating that. And it could be the customer is a bad driver or something. So we ask the customer, hey, what are you doing? Or it could be that there's a bad card and I need to replace that. And so the out of band is for the infrastructure owner in that case. And the in band is for the OS. And then the reason Meta is it's in band, and I'm not trying to speak for you too much, Anil, but is that they own the whole stack, so they can manage it. They can do everything in band because they can put their software on the host because they're just providing an application.
Yeah, I think Charlie, a crisp definition is when we say in band, it means running on the user-facing compute engines, and out of band means running on some microprocessor that's not user-facing, like a BMC, right?
Okay, got it. So that makes the OS kind of part of the in band.
That's
process.
right. Now,
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
I
okay.
also, I will say, I think someone made this comment. I don't think it's really right to say handled both in band and out of band. Reported both in band and out of band.
Yeah. And
Correct.
Well, I mean, actually, they could though, because the OS could do one thing, and then we could schedule the repair. So they literally can be handled. I mean,
For PCI errors. So Drew, for PCI errors, right? I don't know how.
Yeah.
What type of error? Can you give example that can be handled through out of band? I'm not sure.
Yeah, if I saw too many link errors, like too many retrainings, I could say, oh, that's sick. I better go check that device and see if there's a signal integrity problem in the link.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't consider that error handling. That's fault
Yeah.
management. That was
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Okay. As I said,
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily signed up for that definition yet. But that's fine.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to clarify. I also learned, by the way, and I got that very clearly. For me, it was the aha moment. And Bilas, you probably know already, right? That error handling is what is implemented within the hardware, firmware, maybe software also that handle the error. And the fault
I think we're
CPADs bring the infrastructure into that role too. So that's where I really think that's a frail thing.
I think it's just the whole definition of handling page offline. What do you call it?
Yeah, page offline is the handling, right? Now,
we do that out of
CPAD,
place.
using CPAD, Drew. So this is where the differentiation comes at. if anything that requires an external agent outside the platform or system, then you need to report the errors first, pull the errors out. So all this fault management infrastructure is required, right? And then we get the CPR and push back it to the platform.
I
So
guess
I think that
I'm saying that's a new distinction, and I don't want to push
I
that into the
think
document.
if I can zoom out a little bit, I think the whole purpose of this para is about coexistence of in-band and out-of-band, right?
Yeah.
Not really getting into this. I don't think we'll find a one paragraph solution to the issue that we're trying to split here. So I'm okay with the, this is requirements document, not a spec. I'm okay with making progress.
Well, and if we're going to change definitions in a big way like that, let's do it at a different point, not when we're trying to finalize this document. So, I mean, Neil, I hear you, but I just don't want to, I want to get the document out. And that's a pretty big change that may require tons of edits. And I'm not signed on to it yet. So I don't really feel like doing all those edits. I'd rather just get the doc out.
yeah. So I think this sentence makes sense. These characters may be reported both in and out of band. Perfect, right? And the OS may need to handle channels.
I have a comment
Sorry.
here, but PCIe itself doesn't really provide a mechanism to do that, right? Like, for example, PCIe AER, you just have one single instance of your AER registers. You can copy it as it is mentioned below, but is the first sentence too generic? Like,
Well, that's kind of the point of the document, though, Shabbat. That's like throughout the document, we're saying that we're adding an out-of-band capability. So this is just consistent with that.
Yeah, I mean that's a good
So-
I
good
mean, I just don't
clarification
want
though,
to
right?
imply that that happens, right? Like
Yeah.
it is not
Yeah, I think
happening today,
we
and
can
it cannot
improve a little
happen.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Shibata, you're reacting to the second sentence, and I agree. Like that's stating a desire, right? Like that's stating a requirement, right? And so I think if you state it as a requirement, or we should state it as a requirement. The way it's stated right now seems like it's just describing the current state, but it's not, right?
Okay,
It
so
should.
Yeah.
how about
Maybe we should make the second sentence first, and we can state this the first sentence as a requirement where needed, the platform should provide ability to report errors in band and out of band. Put that clear. That's our intent, right? We want to.
Yeah, that's fine.
Must
Not
be
much.
is
Must is too much. Should be.
yeah. I think maybe was fine because must be would mean that, like, you have to do it, and
well, that's what
whenever
we're
that
saying.
happens
That is actually what we're saying, Shibata, is that we need to change. That's right. That's exactly right. Yeah, it's a problem because today we're kind of blind, like if you have a big scale and
Yeah.
you want to monitor things out of band, we don't have a good situation. So you're
You're
right.
saying, so you're basically advocating for RAS API, right? You need to.
Exactly. This is
but I
the
mean, there are models where you don't need both, right? Like this is only if,
no.
for like who.
We should be very careful to assume that we have one thing and we send it one way. And there's been a lot of pain and suffering about firmware first because of that. People get this idea that it's one or the other when firmware first can mean firmware logs it and then hands it to the OS. So it really isn't meant. We aren't really trying to say things are exclusive. Out of band and in band methods may need to both see the error.
Yeah, may need to, but you just changed it to must, right? So that's where I'm saying
Well,
that
for
we
PCI
just want to
correctable errors, PCI errors must be reportable both directions. That one we can say.
So hang on. So the first sentence is stating a desire or a goal or something, right? And we should state it as a goal. It's not currently stated as a goal. Drew, you're saying the requirement to meet that goal is that PCI corrected errors are reportable in band and out of band, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
not
yeah, we need
necessarily.
to introduce
So we
that
need to,
convention there.
yeah, we just need to frame it that way, right? I think it's fine, like you said, Drew, right? Like this is a requirements document, and you're saying that that's a requirement. That's fine. We just need to, you know, wordsmith this a bit. Yeah.
How about those? Is that in band and out of band error methods go exist. Okay. So now I state
In
the
that
goal.
case,
The
it
goal.
should be both. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's really, really important because you out of band you drive repairs and health actions for the hardware, but the OS needs to see things and react, and who knows what OSs need. So it's kind of we can't just say, oh, it only goes one way. We don't want to blind the OS. Okay, that was good feedback. So what about the next paragraph? I guess that mirrors it. They do not need to be mutually exclusive. I mean, and that's like, or maybe I should not be mutually exclusive. Okay. Okay, I'm not hearing any feedback, so I'm going to scroll down to the next section.
Sorry, I was speaking on mute, Drew, like Vilas mentioned, between the new first and second sentence. Maybe we can improve, introduce some kind of conjunction to meet that requirement, something like that before the third sentence actually, right? I mean, it's just kind of polishing, but.
Oh yeah, here you go. Here you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I'll just put a semicolon and then
Like, okay. All right. That's
and that way that drives home the prior thought. Right?
So yeah, and then sorry, I was also talking on mute.
Okay. Ignoring you, I promise.
Just a question, right? Specs that I'm used to are pretty persnickety about using shall, should, and may typically, and they usually don't use must. And I don't remember what we've been doing here.
No, I think we should use shall be.
Okay.
I know that's how you feel, Drew.
Yeah.
But language we generally say shall be.
Oh, I don't really care. Shall or must is the same as far as I'm concerned. So that's fine.
So now in the next sentence, you say should not be mutually exclusive. Is that what you mean?
Or maybe shall not?
Well, I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Logging shall not be mutually exclusive. Yeah, that's okay, right? It's logging only, right?
And I can get rid of the implementation details if they're a problem. I'm just saying, it's possible, right? I'm not trying to be prescriptive there. I'm just using that as, because I expect exactly what Tanya said, or not Tanya, sorry, Shivata, that hey, we don't have this today.
And yeah, I think the sentence that starts with "it may be possible," I think you'd be worth maybe take the PCI corrected error shall be reportable with in-band and out-of-band, and the OOB error logging shall not be mutually exclusive. Make those a single paragraph because those are the requirements. Start a new paragraph.
I have a semicolon here to see.
I don't know. Well, then make them all part of the same thought, right? Then start a new paragraph and say, for example, it may be possible, right?
Okay, sure.
Split it up that way, right? And then it's clear that it's an example. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, now everyone get off mute that has something to say, because I want to hear it. Okay. Next, the conclusion I've pretty much already written. And this isn't really a change I think, except I just said, in band and out of band. So that's really the only change. It's just making it explicit. Okay. If there's no concern there, then I went down and I defined in-band management. So Neil, I'm sparing you the work, but don't trust me. Make sure I did it right. And then I'm leaving it to you to do the IMA because I think that it's more important that you do the IMA. So I thought I'd do the easy one for you.
Yes, I will take care of that. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
So is that okay?
Sorry, in-band management and in-band IMA. So I think you're going to delete IMA, right?
No. There were two definitions, and the IMA is a block up above. And so I think we put it down here to make sure we were clear on what it was for.
I
So,
see.
so there were two definitions assigned you. I just did the first one because
Got
I
you.
understood the first one. I don't understand the IMA. Well, I'm not confident in my understanding of the IMA, so I'd prefer you do it since you know more about it.
I thought I wrote it down somewhere. Maybe there was another collateral you're working on. Let me take a look at it.
I don't know. I didn't see it. So, okay. Well, I'm going to leave that. If it's okay with you, I'm going to mark this one as done. And give me feedback on this definition, and then I leave this one to you, Danielle.
Yeah. Actually, if you scroll up, in the architecture 6, we wrote down the IMA. Maybe I need to just make it one.
You know what? I'm gonna leave that to you if you don't mind. I'll let you on that because that's but we may want to make it terse here. But I think it is worth having a glossary entry for it. It's a kind of an important thing. I mean, it's it's important,
No.
right?
Yeah, I agree. I was saying that now I remember where I wrote it. It was
Okay. If you want to cut, I tell you what, we'll go down, and if you want to, oh, there you go. That's I was gonna say. If you want to just cut and paste, we can come back to this. But you did it fast. Sure.
Let's all together read it and see if it makes sense.
I'm gonna go ahead and accept your deletion and. So the first sentence, I don't know that we need, like I don't understand, at the head node of the host or simply the main CPU subsystem. I mean, can't we just say it's running on the host? I mean, if there's a distinction, I'm fine with it. I just don't understand the distinction.
So, yeah, I mean, head node is also being used in some context. So therefore,
Is it in the doc? I don't recall hearing that. I recall host.
Yeah, I think there is only two places here, and then in the chapter 6 where we describe IMA, basically just copy paste same thing. Yeah. So yeah, we can delete head node and just say simply host, right? So IMA is a software service located at the host, at the host, yeah, at the host.
Or maybe running on the host, and
Running on the host, yeah, fine, it's running.
and then is there distinction between simply the main CPU subsystem? I mean, that is kind of the host, isn't it? I mean, what's the distinction there?
That'd be actually important to clarify because host means many things. Even like if you talk to somebody in JREC, right? Memory vendors, for them, host is actually the memory controller, believe it or not, because their view is the whole host for them is started from memory controller, and they consider that is the host.
I
Okay.
see. Well, if
CXL, for example, CXL, similar thing, right? It's the
yeah,
Mac3.
I get it. And so if they're the same thing, then I wouldn't say or, I would say on the host, comma, the main CPU subsystem. You see what I'm saying? It's not one or the other. They're the same thing in your mind.
Yeah. Host.
Right. So just get rid of or simply. Yeah. And then that's cool. I get it then. That makes sense.
I think the last sentence, if you don't mind, I mean, I can just delete it because that's like additional details. If
Okay.
somebody reading a chapter, they'll get it, right?
Yeah. We don't typically go into that in the glossary entries. That's
Yeah.
true.
Keep
That's
it
a good.
simple, right?
And then maybe a space after it and get rid of the space ahead and we're set. And I'll mark that as complete. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm gonna accept your change. I mean, it's just, I think we approved it. Okay, and I'm gonna
Like this.
add a space after, just, yeah, exactly. I'll do it real quick. Yeah, like that, just so it's formatted like the other ones. Cool.
Awesome.
Okay, the other thing I'm going to do is insert a bookmark. And what that will allow us to do is reference it. You know,
How do you do it?
you go, so you put the cursor at the paragraph you want it, and you go insert, and then a bookmark. Where did I see that? Oh, here it is. It's just grayed out. And so then what you have is when you click it, you can copy that link, and then you can refer to it in the document. And then, so if you want to refer to bookmark, IMA in the document anywhere, then you just hit Control K and paste that link, and it will jump down here.
Nice. That's a good learning. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. Okay, so that's why you see that, is I just did that. I'll that way it's easy to reference. So it's just a minor detail. Okay. I think that's okay. We need to do then the other thing I did is I highlighted these. I don't know what to do about them. I don't recall putting these here. But we either need to define them or delete them.
Did we define error reporting somewhere in glossary? I mean, error reporting is a very obvious thing, but sometimes that also is
Error logging, so
there's error logging, error handling, there's no error reporting.
You mean
So
recording?
Reporting. So there's a fine distinction between error logging, error handling, and error reporting. They look very similar, right? So error logging concept is very hardware centric. When error is detected, you log it.
Oh,
right?
see, I think
I actually just use maybe different terms. So like to me, it's detected in hardware, it's recorded in the registers, then it's signaled to some entity, whether it's to the OS or to the BMC. And then
So
the
there you go.
logging
There's a difference in terminology here, right? Between what we all understand. So maybe just spell it out, right? Maybe we should literally like, so error logging, error signaling, error reporting, error handling. Let's just spell it out, all four of them.
Let's put it up here then. Like just spell it out as error reporting.
Yeah.
And this is out of order. So
yeah. So error logging, error signaling, error reporting, and error handling. Let's just define all of them.
I'm going to put them in. I'm going to put it in alphabetical order. Okay, and so and I don't really want to. I'd prefer not to do that now. Like let's give the action item if that's okay.
Yeah. So
Sig-
signaling, Mita, you want to put your
Yeah,
thoughts?
I can take that, sure.
Yeah.
Just put
And
my
reporting,
hand
you
up.
can give it to me because they
Okay.
kind of go hand to hand.
Sure. And
The reason I made that comment, by the way, because in my mindset, reporting means signaling plus reading a log, right? But I think if you drill down further, it's good to specify, clarify even that also. There's the signaling and then reporting, right? So I
Okay.
kind of think that way. So good that
Well,
we
well,
come, you know.
well, let's see. I mean, we'll probably need to massage that a little to come up to something consistent. I tend to think of the whole process as logging.
I know exactly. So we all have the different thought process, right?
Yeah. So that's fine. We'll try to define something that's consistent in this doc. So so let's see. Error reporting is you, Anil.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And then signaling. Let's see. I think you want your pure storage address there.
Yep, thanks.
Okay, thank you. Cool. Okay, and I'm gonna keep going. If you want to come back when you're done, Anil, that's fine with me.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna delete reporting here because it's covered above. Now, what about reset? I mean, that'd be nice to add. Is it really critical? I'm questioning if it's critical for this version of the document. If someone thinks it is and they're willing to write the definitions, it's fine with me. But yeah, I don't know if it's worth that much effort on my part. But I wouldn't push back on someone else that feels strongly and wants to do it.
Drew, I would
Okay.
volunteer to do it, but I'm not sure I understand all the different
But
nuances. of
maybe it
reset.
is worth it. Okay, maybe I eat my words, then it is worth doing.
Yeah. 'Cause-
Okay. Well, does someone want to take it on?
Mita, you were going to say something?
Well, I was saying something else. I was just gonna say, I see signaling right underneath this, so that was my AI.
Oh, okay, Drew,
So-
I'll take it on, and I'll take on the reset definitions, and I'm sure some of them are going to be wrong, but I'll put something down on paper, and that way the whole team can look at it and update it.
Sure. And I don't know why your email address. Oh, C. Slayman. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you get stuck, ping me and I'll chat with you. And
Sure.
you know, we can work on. But there'll be the one thing I would be cautious about is warm reset is a nice thing, but it's not necessary, right? Like warm reset is a convenient way to get a crash dump, but there are other ways to solve the problem. So I'm going to add warm reset as an item in that list.
Okay.
Yeah, Mita, I was going to say, and maybe we move it to error signaling, you know, because
Yeah, I'll go through it and I'll take care of it.
sounds good. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. And just going to make sure everything's bookmarked. Okay. So I didn't touch these other than, you know, just doing things like bookmarking. Okay. This section was partially written at the end. And so, and it had my name by it. So I took a stab at it. Maybe I wrote parts of it originally because some of it sounded like me, but some of it didn't. I don't know. But so I don't remember where this came from, but I'll take the blame. But I took a stab at it. I don't know if it's helpful or not, but there, I guess it kind of is, you know, like when I was first working on this, uh, uh, when I was trying to do it at scale in my previous employer's fleet, you know, we were trying to do error logging out of band, and I'm like, hold on, you got a race condition. And people argued, no, you don't. But we dug into it, And basically, there was a problem that the OS might log things faster than a management processor and clear it before the management processor is finished. So if we don't know exactly what the OS is doing, the moment you clear the error, you can log the next error. So you can have all sorts of race conditions. So I tried to describe that here. I'll let you all read it. And I don't necessarily love this writing, so I just hacked it out really quickly. So I'd love feedback.
So Drew, a question, why this is not part of the white papers that, you separated out some stuff from here to like the flows as white papers or implementation
Yeah,
white
I
papers.
think
That
I can explain that much. That's a good question. I think the difference between this and like a memory error logging flow that we are going through previously, and that I really want to get back to, is that this is essential. Like this is a kind of a fundamental problem of the architecture, and we know that people have made this mistake before, where the error logging registers shared between the OS and some management controller, and the two aren't talking to each other, and so they do independent things and interfere with each other. So that's the only difference between those scenarios and this, is that this applies very, very generally to tons of scenarios. But I don't know if you.
Yeah, no, I think that's fine. Yeah, that makes sense. This is more broadly applicable than just one flow.
It's kind of universal, right? If you're sharing a register, you got to deal with this problem. Somehow, and that, this isn't even trying to be prescriptive. I'm just like, you can copy them, you can have a microcontroller, you can do whatever. It's implementation dependent, but it is a solvable problem. And that was actually, remember, one of Mark's first reactions to this was, you can't do that. It's impossible. And no, I mean, you just have to make a change to the hardware. It's impossible with current hardware, but if you think about it, you can come up with ways to solve the race condition.
So Drew, one suggestion I'll make, I think it's okay to keep it because it was there before, right? So shared error logging registers with kernel and BMC, since we have now introduced this in-band, out-of-band, I think that's what you meant here.
Yeah, I don't like that title. So what do you think?
Yeah, shared error logging registers with in-band and out-of-band. Or
how about preventing race conditions between in-band and out-of-band?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly I think you're intended, right?
Yeah,
So rather saying preventing, just say considerations for race conditions when in-band, out-of-band are used, right? Something like that.
Okay, let me go. Okay, sure. I can't type.
Because I don't think prevention is a very, it's a hard thing.
No, it can be done. I'm just like considerations for preventing race conditions.
Yeah, preventing race conditions. Yeah, and let's just leave it there, and then describe what is the context here. When in-band, out-of-band methods are used, there's a possibility of race conditions, right? And then start from there, and there are ways to mitigate.
Yeah, and then I'll make it the right heading level too. So okay, thank you. Multiple fixes there. Thank you.
So Drew, maybe I should leave some offline comments on this one. We're almost out of time, and I know you wanted to, because if we try to online edit it, there will be a lot.
Sure. I mean, I think I strongly encourage that, and so we'll come back to this then. I'm going to say I'll put a comment. Come back to this, and then just like I want to, if I scroll through the document rapidly in the few minutes we have left.
Actually, Drew, sorry, maybe the quickest will be maybe now in the next 4 minutes. If you want to go back to error reporting, I just typed it. If there's not too much of controversy, and if yes, then we'll come back.
That's fine with me. Okay, so what do you all think?
Or maybe we can just keep it here and Mita, as you write down our air signaling, we can come back and
Okay, that's
revisit
fine
it.
with me too.
I think, yeah, we can
We need
accept
to
it
bring
and,
that signaling from the other place Mita
Yeah.
pointed, right?
yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, go
Okay.
to signaling and bring it here, I guess. Let's get that done.
And I didn't mean to ignore this comment either. So sorry about that, Mita. So let's come back to this section. We'll just leave these comments and come back to it next week when Mita's
Yeah.
had a chance. And I just want to scroll through the document really quickly. So, I went through and deleted, like it said, everyone, and I just deleted everyone because, just so it was more ready for release. I think we need to do this complementary enablement in the industry. I mean, I can take a look at it. You guys,
Yeah, I can do that too. In fact, I I have to admit I got one of my ARs, the illustration. I'll have to work on that. So
okay.
because you're scrolling through, you're going to find out. I was hoping that you won't find out today.
Okay, Anil, I'm assuming you're going to get to this then.
Yeah, I started typing it and I'll
good,
finish
okay.
it, and then we can review next week.
Okay, and then this one, Yogesh, I need you to check. And I'm just checking the doc really quickly because I think we're super close. Okay. I need to review this.
Yeah, I think I cleaned this up already. Take a look at it.
Let's see. Okay, yeah.
This was the result of the discussion with Don Poe, right?
Okay.
Don Poe.
Pando.
I guess.
Pando, sorry, Pando.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, and my point was also there may be a WIAM, like a Windows hardware air architecture model where the kernel's more involved. But I don't know. I'll
maybe we need to ask someone from Microsoft. Who would that be?
yeah, well, that's why I brought up. Yeah, I'll take that. I'm going to accept the comment and just I think it's fine for now. Because and then we can just this is kind of a Linux centric example. And
Yeah, in the next release, right? We can always bring Windows.
yeah,
thought
I'll
process.
just go to John Strange. He's the WIA architect, and we'll figure it out. So I think that's fine. Okay, and I'm sorry, I'm just trying to go fast. We're almost out. We're about out of time. Anil, did you do this?
I started typing it. No, I leave the comment there. Sorry.
Okay, and I mean, I think okay, we've got a little bit to review of John's here, but I mean,
No, I think we reviewed it. We reviewed it. We just have to accept it because I don't think any pending new.
Yeah, let's see. Oh yeah, and that's clear. And I do think okay, yeah. So okay, I agree with you after looking at those. So okay, let's see. Is firmware to BMC path also out of band? I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's right. You answered it, right? Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. You agree? I mean, it looks fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So then let's see. I think I added something here. Currently either recovers or panics. Maybe we need to review this, but
yeah, let's review more before.
Okay, I'll leave that. And then I think I'll leave that. We'll check. But if you look at it, I mean, yeah, it's a handful of comments, but we are getting extremely close. So let's see what we can do to get some of these resolved next week. I think in the next week or two, we should be able to call it done.
Sounds good.
Next week I will be traveling, so I'll try to finish my stuff offline.
Okay.
All right, we are right on top of the hour. So why don't we stop here today and see you all next week?
I'm gonna accept that, Anil. Yeah, with that change. Okay, yeah. Let's get it done. Okay, thank you, thanks, everyone. Thanks for your patience. I know I'm being a little bit pushy, but I just feel like we need a little bit of a shove across the finish line. So let's see if we can.
Yeah. Thanks, Drew. Thanks, Drew. Yeah, this is the right
Okay.
thing to do. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Talk to y'all later.
All right,
Bye.
you'll have a good weekend. Bye now.
Yeah, you too. Bye.